Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about vintage writing utensils I used to use back in the 1980s and 1990s. And the first one I want to show you is this Ticonderoga. It's called the Dixon Ticonderoga pencil. So these are just regular wooden pencils, and you need a pencil sharpener to sharpen these things. I don't think I have one today, but back in the early 1980s, pencils like these would be used in classrooms and offices and stuff like that. And this company still makes pencils like these today, but the box that I have here is from the 1980s, and I have a lot of these that are left over, which I didn't use because I stopped using it after they came out with mechanical pencils like these. So this is a Pentel Sharplet 0.75 millimeter A127 mechanical pencil, and it uses the 0.7 millimeter lead like this, and you would typically load it from the back. However, the eraser kind of like got worn out, and then I pushed it in a little bit too deep. Now I can't get it out, so I just load it like this now from the front. I don't even know if this thing works anymore. I think I used it back in 1987 or something, or 86. Using it back in elementary school. Can't get it to work. Can't get it to load from the front. Let me see. This thing is removable. Something just fell out of there. I don't know what that is. So maybe I could load it in like this. Should work. Okay, it still does work. Let me see if I could write with it. Hello there. It still works. However, this part was used to hold it, and it broke, unfortunately. So it is kind of like broken. It does hold, but when I push it in, when I press it, it just comes right out. So it's kind of like broken, but I can still use it for writing. So I guess I'll just save it in here or something like that. This is the first mechanical pencil that I got. I think my parents got it for me back in elementary school. And the next one that I got was this one right here. This is, I don't know what model this is, but I have a more modern equivalent of that right here. And this one is called a Pentel PD 345. I think I bought this in the late 1990s. I think I bought it at Costco. It was a 3-pack or something. This is also a Pentel, but it's a 0.5 millimeter mechanical pencil. And this is exactly the same, but the only difference with the more modern version is that for the older version, you could take this out like that. And this thing still does work, surprisingly. Let me test it out. Okay, it still works, surprisingly, and you did have to get replacement for this. Like, I found one of these. I still had it. I can't believe it. So this is how you would put it in the back, because when the eraser wears out, you have to replace it, of course. And there's this plastic top. It would also fit in the old one as well. It fit in the new one as well, so same thing. So this one I got in the late 1980s, early 1990s. And this one, I think I was using it in junior high school through the early part of high school. And I'm gonna put some lead in here. I think I should. I don't know how much these lead refills cost now. Back then, maybe it was a couple of dollars. So you load it in like that. And there's quite a big advantage of using one of these pencils versus using something like this, because first of all, it costs less. Second of all, you don't have to sharpen it. That was one of the major advantages of using a mechanical pencil versus using a regular pencil. You didn't have to use a pencil sharpener. So let me see how much it costs for like Pentel 0.5 millimeter lead refills. So you could buy 3 of these for about maybe $3.49 to $4, which is not bad. So the price of this really hasn't gone up very much since I bought it back in the 1980s and 1990s. And yeah, I mean, back before computers were very common, we would have to use pens and pencils like these in a classroom, and paper like this to take notes and stuff like that. But I don't know what students use these days. They probably use their computers and their phones, camera phones and stuff like that to take notes today, because digital storage technology has gotten so much cheaper. But back in the 80s and 90s, this was a paper and pencil or pen was a primary method of getting work done. But for writing reports and stuff like that, back in when I was going to junior high, high school, and college, was using a typewriter, electric typewriter back in the 1980s, or using a word processor and a printer from a computer. So that's how we type reports and stuff. But before that, but we did still use a lot of handwriting and stuff like that, but I don't think people use a lot of handwriting now. And probably people don't use mechanical pencils and regular pencils as much. I wonder if they still sell pencil sharpeners. Oh, they still sell electric pencil sharpeners. Wow. Think that have thought that these things would have become obsolete. I guess I was wrong. I guess people still use pencils like these. These are still sold on Amazon, and I don't know if Ticonderoga has a website. Let me check. Nixon. Nixon, Ticonderoga. Not really sure if they have a website. They do have a website. It's called DixonUSA.com. And Pentel also still exists today. They have a website as well. It's called www.pentel.com, where they showcase all their products. And Pentel was known as Japan Stationery Company back in 1946 to 1971, but they still exist as a company. It's a private company, and they changed their name from Japan Stationery Company to Pentel in 1971, and it's known as Pentel. They still have they have a website. They make a lot of writing utensils like pens, ballpoint pens, mechanical pencils like these. They also make art supplies. They make erasers. They make glues. They make connection tapes. They make electronic stuff as well, from what I read about. And they made some very high quality products, and I haven't seen one, well, except for this one's broken kind of. With the exception of this, I haven't seen that many Pentel products that have broken. And I had a lot of Pentel mechanical pencils over the years. I had other types as well, but I lost them, so they're lost to history. But other than that, that's how. And these were very popular, and millions of them had sold back in the 1980s. So I stopped using these, and I haven't used a mechanical pencil for a long time. Just all the work that I do is just done on a computer these days. Since after 2001 or something like that, I really haven't used pencils or pens or anything like that. I do use pens sometimes, but for pencils, not really. Just haven't been using it at all. So anyways, tell me your thoughts, and thanks for watching.